Welcome back again. This time today we are talking about Seriously WTF. That's what the 40 are the holidays doing to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. When do the holidays start for you?
I technically say it's like right before Halloween.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Okay, so owning a nutrition store, I used to do this challenge that I talked about. It was called Ho Ho Hot for the Holidays.
Stop.
Yes, and it was literally like Santa Claus with a like holiday little hat, and he had his 6-pack on and everything. But it was focused on, and it's a big challenge that a lot of fitness centers do, and it's basically, some people call it like Hold It for the Holidays, where you take a weigh-in. You take like an initial weigh-in. It's usually done November 1st, like the day after Halloween.
Okay.
And your whole goal is weighing yourself in November 1st and then weighing yourself again January 1st is to basically hold or maintain your weight that entire time.
Oh, it's torture.
So when we would go through it, we would have like prizes, and everybody was like, oh, let's do prizes. But it didn't make sense because some of the people would actually like lose body fat during the time. And so in the end, what it was is the people that did it the worst, like would come in and be like, oh my gosh, I gained 15 pounds. Like they would be the winners of like the 3-month nutrition program with us. So they actually won because they had done the whole, like we didn't ever tell them that, but I always think it's over because I usually put on my social media like one Snickers bar is equivalent to like 50 burpees to like burn it off.
I hate you.
And stuff.
Why? You know, right before we even started, we were actually just talking about how much Corry knows, and she's just like spewing out all this stuff, scientific research and like all this. She's just like ABCD, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want to know you right now. I don't, because it's depressing to hear all this stuff. It's good to know.
It's good stuff to know, but
I just don't like it.
I know, but that's why we want to do this stuff to prevent it.
Yes. So
okay, so when would you say the holidays start for you?
Actually, now that you say it, holidays honestly starts Thanksgiving for me. It's like a week before Thanksgiving, and I'm like, yes, Thanksgiving is starting. I'm going to grub. I'm going to eat my brains out, and I'm going to eat so much where I just collapse on the couch. And I eat stuff that I usually don't eat, like a pie. I don't eat ham every day, you know, like, or any day. Except I literally eat ham, I think, once a year, and that's for Thanksgiving. So holidays for me starts maybe a week before Thanksgiving. So I'm already mentally checked out, and I wear leggings because it's like your fat suit and you can wear your leggings. And, you know, can I just jump off board or like real quick? So, okay. My husband tells me yesterday, we were going out, and then I said, Garn, it's so crazy that when you lose weight, you dress differently. You feel more confident, more sexy. You're like, you know, you're wearing not tight fitted clothes, but things that just kind of conform to your body. So he's like, well, you would wear leggings before. I said, yeah, leggings is like, for me personally, it's like I'm not too comfortable, but I still want everything to get sucked in the right places. So I'm going to wear leggings. It's comfortable. I'm not in sweatpants, you know, and it just like, you see a lot of women in leggings nowadays because I feel like it sucks it in, it holds you in place, but then it's expandable so you can eat whatever the hell you want. So anyway,
Very true.
So I know, right? So I was like, anyway, going back. So holidays, 1 week before Thanksgiving, you're mentally checked out, you're eating your brains out, and then it's a shit show afterwards, because then after the holidays comes all the cousin parties, the friends parties, and then it's Christmas or just whatever you celebrate. And then it's New Year's. And then, Corry, we celebrate Armenian Christmas, and that's in January. So we're just pushing mid-January at this point. So yeah, we do a lot of eating, and
So there's no dry January for you, I'm guessing.
oh my God, it's just, we're just stacking on the weight here. Yep, pretty much. You nailed it. Okay, let's talk about struggles. Holiday struggle. Travel.
Yep.
Most people are traveling. Parties. Absolutely. Right? Because then 5 of your friends are like, I'm hosting parties. How do you keep it under control? Miss Nutrition Guru.
For the parties, a couple of tips that I always give people is that if you can enjoy the parties on the party days, you know, so if you have Thanksgiving and if you have Christmas, let's just look at those, and you're going and you have maybe a holiday party, if those are the days you can enjoy those, then enjoy them. Don't let it seep over into every day. Because like you said, some people will think They take Thanksgiving, and then from there, it's just eat, 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 eat.
Because mentally, you're just thinking, well, screw it. I already did it.
I'm going to start over in January.
I'm going to start over in January. So let me just ride this out all the way until Christmas and then, or the holidays, and then that's it.
Yeah. It's just, I feel, I just feel, if I do that. Like, I just feel, and maybe that's because I talk about all the time about how the healthy foods and how it balances your hormones and how it makes you feel better. So I even sometimes will do our holiday detox where we kick it off the Monday after Thanksgiving, and it goes through to the Monday right before Christmas, just to help people stay on track. And so
You're so good.
So in those 3 weeks, if they can eat really, really clean, then I always tell them, enjoy Thanksgiving, enjoy Christmas Eve, enjoy Christmas, enjoy New Year's. If you can keep the rest of it kind of okay. And I also, I have a holiday cookbook. So if you want to, sometimes people have worked, if you've worked, say you've worked really hard, January through November.
Yeah.
And you've had this weight loss journey. So many people, I think the tricky thing is we're not talking about the people that have lost 60 plus pounds, 50 plus pounds. We're talking about the people that have lost 10 pounds, right? And they're like, I just want to lose these last 10 pounds. And then they work all this time to lose those 10 pounds. And then November rolls around and I'm like, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So I like to work with people in that last part and say, this should be part of life, but you should also get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I have different tips and stuff for, like holiday strategies that I tell people is when you go to the holiday party, like don't stand at the food table. Because if you stand at the food table, you're just going to sit there and keep picking and eating. And also, if you can bring something to the holiday party, bring something that you can fill yourself up on. So whether that's a really good salad or something else that you can eat a lot of it, and then you can enjoy just the specific pieces that you want.
Yeah. What's your, oh my God, I was reading last night or the day before. Is there like a hack that you do or you tell your clients to do right before the holiday party? Like, do you eat something before you go to the party to keep yourself full so you don't overeat?
Most people, what they'll do, so think about Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Most people, what do they do for Thanksgiving? They wake up, maybe they'll have like a holiday breakfast, right? And then they eat nothing until that Thanksgiving meal because,
It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
So it would be better for them to do if they eat breakfast and maybe eat something a little bit later. Or I say to them, let's say, it depends on when your Thanksgiving dinner is. Some people eat Thanksgiving dinner at noon. Some people eat Thanksgiving dinner at like 6 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So depending on where it is, I'll tell people, eat a plate, if it's at like 1, 2, whatever, and then go back and have seconds later at like 6 or 7 and have some more of it. So it doesn't have to be all in one sitting.
So interestingly enough, sorry to cut you off, but if you're on GLP-1, you don't have a choice. You physically can't eat that much. So that's a good thing because when you're on the medication and then here it comes the buffet of all the goodies that you're going to be able to eat, you can eat small portions, but then there's going to be a point where your body's like, all right, I'm not doing this anymore, which at the end is fantastic for you and the scale.
Okay, so that everybody understands, because people are probably curious, what exactly happens? So let's say you are on these drugs,
Yeah.
and you go to that holiday party and you way overeat. What's going to happen?
You're going to feel sick. You're going to feel like, depends on what you eat too. So the greasier the food, the worse the nausea and the that feeling, or oh my God, I think I'm just going to throw up. That's what's going to happen. And I'm being very frank and honest. So if you're on this medication, having the meals in small portions and good, like healthy stuff, like I'm talking, have your green beans, have your spinach, have your chicken, whatever, just the proteins, the salads, all that. But if you're stacking on like the cheese casserole or like something like that, that's going to make you feel really yucky. And we can't forget. So when we talk about semaglutide or the tirzepatide, just for layman's terms, the one neurotransmitter that tells your brain you're full or the two neurotransmitters that tells your brain you're full, that's the difference between the semaglutide and the tirzepatide. Depending on what kind of medication you're on, you have to listen to your body. Naturally, I know some people are eaters. They ignore what their brain is telling them. Hey, stop eating. And they're just going in for seconds and thirds. But when you're on the medication, it really helps to quiet that voice, that noise that tells you keep eating, keep eating. It really helps to check you. and that's what you need. That's what, when we were talking in the beginning, it's a tool, right? It's not a crutch where you're like, oh, I'm just on this medication and I'm not going to eat anything. No, you're still going to eat. I want you to eat. You should totally be eating. You're not going to be in a fasting state while you're on this medication, because then your blood sugar is going to drop too low. So it's a tool that you use to help put you in check. That's what you need. So I had someone tell me the other day, oh, I eat really healthy. I can't seem to shake it off, blah, blah, blah. I eat 3 eggs every morning. I fell off my chair. I'm like, and I'm a big breakfast girl. I love breakfast. You should eat breakfast. And if you're not, it's not a big deal. But 3 eggs, I'm like, Jesus, Lord help me. I fell off I'm like, 3 eggs can barely get through 1.5. I'm pushing it. But yeah, so it really helps you navigate. So during the holidays, you're going to navigate because it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. And then if someone finds out you're on GLP-1, especially the old family members, I'm like, honey, why aren't you eating? What's wrong? And you're like skin and bones here. You're like, just leave me alone.
Well, and I think that plays into like the family dynamics of the holidays and stuff too. And having to navigate, a lot of times people will tell me, well, it's really hard because I'm going to, my in-laws' house and this is what they're going to serve and this is what they're going to do.
And the judgy eyes, oh my God. And it depends on what family you come from. Okay. If you come from my family, all eyes on you. If you've lost too much weight, oh my God, are you starving yourself? If you're a little heavy, you're like, oh, no, you've gained, wow, look at you. You've gained like, what, a good 10 pounds? No shame, Corry, no shame. They will just tell you how it is. You're like, oh God, yes, thank you. I'm wearing Spanx for a reason. Thank you for telling me that.
My family won't say that, but they'll give me a hard time about like what I'm eating or whatever. It's gotten better over the years. I mean, I think once everybody figured out that this wasn't a fad, like I was actually going to stick with nutrition, but they still tease me and they're like, Corry, do you remember, the story will come up, do you remember the time you made that lasagna? And I'm like, I don't even want to hear about it because I know what you're going to talk about. It's like the cardboard healthy lasagna. Healthy food has come a long way in terms of how it tastes. But that's one thing I tell people. I will tell you, when people talk about the GLP-1s and the weight loss drugs, there are some accounts on social media that I watch. I'm on a GLP-1 and I've lost all this weight and this is what I eat. And I'm like, seriously, I want to shut your account down because the crap you are putting in your diet. Like, I mean, I was watching this one account and I mean, okay, bless her heart, but the amount of skinny syrups, like she makes this drink and she's pumping all these skinny syrups in it. I'm like, do you know how much chemicals you have just pumped into your body to do this stuff? So that is coming from the aspect of doing it more of the natural way of, I've never been on a GLP-1. I've never tried a GLP-1. I work with, a lot of people that come to me because they're like, they don't want to do a GLP-1 because they want to do it natural. Yeah. But I also have half the other people that are doing GLP-1s and they're like, I want to actually do it the right way. Yeah. When they come at me with some of the crap that they're eating, I'm like, you can't eat that. Like, the number one thing for me, biggest pet peeve, is if you're going to do these, you have to eat right. Especially when they say, well, it cuts the food noise. I'm like, well, great. Then you should have no problem giving up your sugar or your crappy drinks or your crappy stuff that you're doing because you've got something that's helping you not do this crap. Yeah. I'm like, and then I will look at them and I'm like, the people that they say, as soon as they go off GLP-1s, gain all the weight back, I look at them, I go, it's you. It is exactly you because of the fact that you will not change the way you're eating. Exactly. So it's interesting because people can get really skinny and they can get, one of the things we can talk about at some point is skinny fat because, because they do it all the wrong way. If they don't eat the right things, they're just going to become what I call skinny fat, where it's like mushy. Like you can touch people and you can feel like you feel somebody and you're like, ooh, you're mushy. You're skinny, but you're really like, it squishes. Yeah. And then you can touch other people
Skinny
and you're like,
fat is a thing.
It really is. And if you look at some of the health facts, here's all that stuff you don't like to hear. The statistics of it, of the women that are skinny fat, it's alarming, the heart disease and all the other stuff that plays into it. People are literally dying to be skinny.
That's so sad.
That's okay. We'll tell people not to do that.
Let's talk about, I'll start my journey in January.
Which you can.
Oh my God. Okay. So I saw this thing on social media long time ago. And it was of some girl working out and she's ripped, amazing body. And some guy wrote like, oh, I can't really remember. It said something like, this is for all the girls who work out, and he was crediting those women who work out enough so to have that type of body all throughout the holidays. Do you know how shitty that made me feel? I'm like, well, screw you and that girl and everyone else around it, okay? Because we're normal people that can't work out for 3 hours at the gym. I'm so sorry. And we can't afford to have personal trainers or a nutritionist or whatever the hell it is. But it was so out of line, that one comment. Like, it was something about, oh, here's to like cheersing, basically, like giving credit to that girl who works out so much that she's able to like maintain her figure during the holiday season. I was like, all right, thanks. Thank you. Because it makes me really want to work out right now, because you're just shit on my whole plan. So I'll start in January, or start my thing in January is like such a psychological mind F, right? Can I say it? Like, it really is, because you're telling yourself, you're excusing yourself to eat like crap throughout the whole process. And then what's going to happen in January? Did you know, by the way, in January, gym memberships, the profit margin for gym membership is like skyrockets, because everyone thinks I'm going to do this in January. January 1st, they go sign up at the gym. The gym members, like, or the owners of the gyms love this. And then you maybe start it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then you're off the bandwagon again. And the next thing you know, it's been 4 days you haven't hit the gym. So January is it's not the time to do it in January, I don't think.
People always think it's like hope is going to be higher and they're going to be doing it because everybody else can do it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great. And, you know, it is that kind of kickstart that people get, but you don't have to wait until then. Like, if you want to do something,
just do it. Pick a
and
day
the other
and
thing
do
is
it.
if you've worked so hard, there's ways. I think too many people think, well, I've done all this hard work and I want to stick with it. And unless I'm super, super strict, like, it's not going to last through the holidays. There's definitely things that you can do to still enjoy things over the holidays and enjoy the Christmas feast or the New Year's brunch or whatever, but still, you know, not go crazy and over the bandwagon. You know, I think it goes back to those. I don't know why we think, like, for Thanksgiving is my least favorite holiday. I think because I don't like the food. I don't like turkey. I don't like gravy and stuffing. And I've never liked stuffing in my entire life. You know, people are like, you just don't like stuffing now because you don't want people to eat bread. I'm like, no, I've never liked stuffing. So it's just, I don't really like the foods. And, you know, I was always like, I have to get some turkey and I have to get some, you know, gravy, mashed potatoes, the green bean casserole. And I was like, I don't really want to eat all that.
God, I'm so hungry
several years
right
ago,
now.
I just asked my in-laws, I was like, are you okay, like, if I make it? I mean, it was a blessing in disguise. My daughter, you know, ended up with all these food allergies. And I was like, are you okay? And so now it's become like, I just make the food.
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving. And we've really changed it. So it's got, you know, we'll do turkey, but then we'll do like roasted green beans with garlic and bacon and
That still sounds great.
like almonds, and then a sweet potato casserole that's literally. So if we talk about hacks, this is one of my things for if you have to go and you have to bring something. I steam sweet potatoes. I put the like no added sugar vanilla creamer in there, just a little bit, or the vanilla almond milk in there. Pumpkin pie spice mix. And then on the stovetop, I will put a little bit of oil and pecans and some tiny bit of brown sugar and coconut sugar and roast those and then sprinkle those on top of those mashed sweet potatoes. It is heaven.
Really?
It tastes so good.
It sounds good.
And so I remember the first time my father-in-law was like, we're not going to do marshmallows? I'm like, nope, no marshmallows. It is so good, but it's something that is so simple and easy.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that, you know, what most people don't understand is, like, for my clients, I have like a detox approved cookbook, because people are always like, well, when you remove all these things, Corry, what is there to eat?
Right.
And I'm like, there actually is a lot to eat. So this is one of those things. So there's this, and then there's like the green beans that are super healthy. So there's all kinds of different things that you can do. So if you really want to stay on track, there are things that you can do.
Yeah.
But I think most people they're afraid they're going to be judged or shamed or won't
So
enjoy
here's
the
the
holidays.
thing. I appreciate what you're saying, and I love that you're saying it, because people need to hear that there are options out there. But when you come from different cultural backgrounds, that is frowned upon. What do you mean you're not going to eat my potatoes? Like, your aunt is going to cut your head off. Like, how dare you? Have you seen My Big Fat Greek Wedding?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know how like the guy goes into the house and he's like, I don't eat meat. And the aunt goes, what you mean you don't eat meat? Like, that's unheard of. You don't say you don't eat meat to an auntie, right? Especially if they're offering you food.
Right.
Because a lot of it is, I'm offering you this food and it's part of my hospitality.
Right.
And if you say no, it's like, oh, Lord, help me. So if you're going to go to your boyfriend, girlfriend, partner's house and they're offering you food, please take the food and just eat a portion of it and say thank you so much and show some manners, because
and
it's
that's, you
so
can eat
hard.
everything else rest.
Oh
That's
my
why I always tell
God.
people you can go and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to load your plate. Take a little
Just
bit
a
of
little bit.
everything.
That's all it is. Oh gosh. Okay. So in my family, I love them so much, but they're psycho. My mom 1 year. So it was my mom and my mother-in-law. I think both. I love them so much. So it's Thanksgiving. There was one American dish on that table. Everything else was Persian food. I'm like, do you guys realize this is Thanksgiving, an American tradition? What are we doing with non-American food right now? Like, it defeats the whole purpose. But my mom's like, don't worry, honey, here, just eat this. And I'm like, it's just the holidays for them. It's another thing. But, oh gosh, let me tell you, they just bust out every dish you can think of. It's not even like, oh, what the turkey and the gravy and that kind of stuff, which I actually really love Thanksgiving food. It's very similar to Christmas food, or we celebrate Christmas, but
yeah, we do too. But
yeah. So anyway, so they were just bringing out all the non-American food you can think of, and they're like, eat it. Okay.
yeah.
It's great. It's so fun. I love the holidays. What else we got?
Okay. So, well, obviously, if you're going to an auntie, you're not saying no without guilt.
And they just side eye you. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
So I've worked with a numerous amount of clients over the years, though, where they are doing it for a health journey or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've just said, if you have to say that you're making different choices for a different health journey or whatever, like, go ahead and say that. That's what you just need to say. And people aren't necessarily always going to agree with you or be okay with it. And sometimes, I would say, know your audience and know where you're going and whether you can say that or not say that.
Yeah. And it's sad because I think that we really do need to give some support to those who are quote unquote dieting or watching what they're eating, or maybe not just drinking. Drinking is a huge thing. Some people choose not to drink because they're like, no, but like more of a conscious decision not to drink because they either act a certain way, feel a certain way, or it affects the families, whatever. It's just alcohol in general is a whole different ballgame since not everyone can handle their liquor. So I think it's important for everyone to know and hear that it's good to just support your crew around you. You're celebrating the holidays for a reason. You love and adore these people, most of them. So support what they do. I think it's really important to talk about. I don't think many people talk about that.
Yeah, I think that is important. A couple other tips too that I like to offer to people is, it's a great time to do stuff with family. So because you are surrounded with family and maybe you don't want to do the other things, you don't want to go to the gym or, those kind of things, go for a walk with your family, get out and move. Let's say you have been on a weight loss journey all year and so many people I know, I talk to clients that have this, I can feel the stress rising in them because they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be around all this food and I don't know what to do. And, I talk to them about go for a walk, get in movement, get in stuff that you can do, things that will, if you're in a situation where you have to eat the meal, like there's just no way, like you're going to go and you're going to have to eat the meal. I will generally tell people wake up and have breakfast, have like a light lunch or something like that. So you kind of go in going full, but then get some movement in. And then if you can, the next day, and I mean, it's not something that we've talked about yet, but a lot of times I'll tell people if you've had like a really big giant meal and you're like trying to recover from it, go ahead and give yourselves 12 hours to fast to kind of allow that body to break down and get through some of that food, So if you have a really, really big giant Christmas dinner, and maybe it's at 5 o'clock, wait until noon the next day, get some exercise in, get some movement in, and then go ahead and eat something afterwards.
That's a good one.
but that sometimes will make people feel a little bit better. Number one thing that I always tell people specifically with this is please don't punish yourself for the stuff. Because so many times I'll hear people a lot of, and recently I've heard a lot of people saying this too to me, like, oh, I totally screwed up. I already screwed up my diet. Or since I had already done that, I went ahead and did this. Don't do that to yourselves. Just because.
I'll start Monday.
Yeah. If you've done something, and so many people will do like, well, I had a meal and I totally blew my calories. Or if they're looking at macros or sugar or whatever it is, and they're like, oh, I totally screwed it up. So then they're just like, I'm just going to blow the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Don't do that stuff. Don't punish yourself. But then the other thing is don't make yourself feel guilty. Because if you screw up in your mind and you're like, this was wrong and I already screwed up or whatever, I always tell people you didn't screw up. If you're on a journey to get healthier, you're just learning. Like you have to fail in order to learn, right? So it's whatever you do. And I think I find this a lot with teens. What did you learn from that? So we're trying to, when my daughters do something and they fail miserably at it, there's nothing wrong with failing. It's what do you learn from it? Where do you go from this? And so, if you go out and you overeat, maybe it's just you went out with friends and you overate, or you went out and you totally overate over Christmas dinner or whatever. No amount of cardio you get up and do in the morning is going to change anything. Yeah. But if you get back to doing something healthier and just drink a bunch of water and get a bit of movement in, it's going to be better for you than punishing yourself and doing.
And I think here's another thing. So when people are on GLP-1s, they're kind of guaranteeing themselves they're going to see results, right? They're like, I'm on this. I'm literally injecting myself every week to lose the weight. And they end up going to Temecula or wherever for wine tasting or whatever the case is. Then they come back, they've gained a pound or two. It's not the end of the world. Like, it's okay if you went and enjoyed Temecula and had wine and cheesecake and whatever. It was just for that weekend. Get back at it. It's fine. And you've gained the 2 pounds, and who knows, maybe it's just water weight. You can't possibly gain 2 pounds in 14 hours. It's not fat. You're not gaining that, but you're just, whatever it is. So just be good to yourselves when it comes to things like that, because when you do these injections, yes, you're going to see results, but your weight will also fluctuate. Last week, you'll be maybe 145 pounds. This week, you're 147. No, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. You know?
I love it when just recently I was talking to somebody and they were talking about their weight. And, they're on a GLP-1 and they've lost a bunch of weight and now they've stalled. And so I said, I think we really need to start doing your body composition so we can see your muscle and your fat so that we can see stuff. And they were just I was like, well, time out. Didn't you tell me you started really like hitting the gym 5 days a week and you're doing all of this, like movement and everything? And I said, I want to bet that if we looked at your numbers, you've probably maintaining or gaining muscle and you've lost some fat. But at the end of the day, you step on the damn scale that doesn't say, by the way, today you have lost, based on your last weight scale, you've lost 3 pounds of fat and you've gained 3 pounds of, like your scale doesn't say that.
Right.
So that's a thing. And I would listen to people in the gym. I would go in and you'd be going to the bathroom and you would listen to these girls and I would listen to them talk about, this was at Gold's Gym years ago. And they would walk in there and they'd say, yeah, I was doing so well and I'd lost like 6 pounds. And then, we went out this weekend and I gained all of it back. Like every single pound of it I gained back. And I was like, I remember one day walking out of the bathroom going, seriously, you did not gain 6 pounds of fat overnight. I said, you went and had food and alcohol that your body hasn't been adjusted to for all of this time. And so it's inflamed and it's miserable with what you put it through. Like, give it a break and that'll come off. But realistically, so I just put this social media thing and it's this lady, it's this gymnast, and she's doing these perfect back handsprings and it goes, bidding, 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 bidding. And then it goes, kaboom, and she falls into the side and smashes into everything. And it says, is this what your diet looks like on a regular basis? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, kabop,
right? That's exactly it.
When I talk to people about this, I'm like, if your diet is perfect all week long and you eat like crap on the weekends, that's great. You're going to maintain your weight because everything you do during the week, you're going to kind of undo over the weekend. Right. If you want to see changes, it needs to be 7 days a week that you have to keep those good habits. That's as easy and as simple as that. If you basically don't do that, then that's where the changes are. So Because you're almost, what most people don't understand, I'm like, you're almost doing, like when we do carb cycling or calorie cycling, if that's what you do all throughout the week, you do this good stuff and the bad stuff happens on the week. So if you want to lose weight, then you just have to change that.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that either.
No.
Like if you want to maintain your weight and that's the way to do it for you, and if it works, like you're going to eat really, really strict or whatever, you're just watching what you're eating 5 days a week. And then on the weekend, you're just going to go party and do your thing. By all means, do it. But it's good because I think that when you make that change over the weekend, I mean, we're just using that as an example. If you make that change over the weekend where 7 days a week, you're really cognizant of what you're putting in your system, that becomes your lifestyle, right? That's where the shift happens.
Yeah.
It's like imagine getting your roots done every month. You go in, you get your hair done, your nails done, whatever the case is. Then that becomes your routine. You don't even think about it. You're like, oh, I'm just going to make my appointment to get my roots done. It's the same thing with your diet. Oh, I'm just going to make sure that like I'm going to meal prep or I'm going to at least cook for tomorrow, whatever. So it just becomes the norm for you. It's a lifestyle change. So when we're talking about whether they're with you or with me, the GLP-1s or the nutrition part of it, it all comes together where it becomes your lifestyle. And I think that's what's important for people to understand. This is not a fad diet where you're on keto or the Mediterranean, which I love the Mediterranean diet, actually. Whatever the case is, your mind has to shift so that it reflects on your scale and your life, your body.
Yeah. It was funny because we were talking about earlier about how like the people that we work with become our friends.
Oh gosh.
And it's so some of my best friends I'm looking at because they've come into me, working on stuff with nutrition, or they are like, hey, you're over 40 now. Like, are you working with us that are in our 40s on our nutrition? And so it's interesting how when we get to do things along the lines like this, and then we generally care for these people, are excited about their lives and want to listen to them.
Yeah. So most of my patients have become my friends. And I'm excited to say that because I really do love everyone that walks into my door. Everyone has a different story. We shoot the shit and all that. So our appointments become longer and longer and longer. And I was telling you, I'm like, I have to tell them, you need to leave the office. My next one's here to come see me. Right. So when they see me, they're like, oh my God, Nar, you're so skinny. And I'm like, no. I'm skinnier. Yes, I am skinnier, but I'm not skinny in the sense of I weigh 80 pounds. I don't. I still look very healthy. And they're like, well, you need to stop. And, whatever. Everyone has a comment about something. So this kind of goes back to what we were talking about. Your support system is so important. So if someone says to you, if you've been on this weight loss journey, oh, you're so skinny now, and no one's the judge of that other than you, but you have to be cognizant of how you look. We're not trying to be malnourished. We're just trying to be healthy and look good and feel good. It's like the same thing, like you're getting your nails done, your roots done, your Botox done, your fillers done, whatever. You're getting your nutrition on point so you're feeling good internally.
Yeah. So what I would say is, because people will ask, what are like the top 3 things not to do if you're on a GLP-1 over the holidays this season?
Okay, this is going to be a tough one. What not to do is to not drink as much as you usually would. GLP-1 and alcohol are a no-go. You can have your first glass of wine, your second glass, just it's hard to push through. If you're a big drinker, you just love drinking alcohol, you need to cut that out, or else you're going to feel really sick. So there were studies done where people who struggle with addiction problems that got on GLP-1s really, really helped. I had someone reach out to me and say, I want to be on GLP-1. He was really quick. He's like, I want to just get on it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, let's rewind for a second. First, we need to do blood work. That's one. Let me just see physiologically, like what's happening with you. And 2, I said, do you have a lot of weight to, this is like a phone conversation, so I didn't really see him. He's like, no, this is not for weight loss. I'm like, I'm sorry, then what do you, he's like, well, can I be honest with you? I'm like, yes, of course. I have an addiction problem with, so I'm an alcoholic, so alcoholism and gambling. And I've heard that if you're on GLP-1, it really helps to silence that. And I said, that's very true. So it was a whole discussion about drinking. So I'll just leave it at that with this one particular person. So The 3 things not to do is drink. It's just, I'm sorry, it's not going to work out. And then some people, when I say that to them, they're like, well, that's actually good for me because then it's empty calories, literally. Because I know people who will say, I'm not going to eat that because I'm going to save it for alcohol because the alcohol is where they get their calories from, right? So I would say do not drink. The next thing I'd say is don't eat fatty foods, like extremely fatty foods. I'm talking cheeseburger galore. Not that during the holidays we're eating cheeseburgers, but you get the point. So I would say that. The last thing I'd say, as cheesy as it sounds, is do not compare your weight loss and how quickly you're losing the weight to anyone else. Those are my top 3 things I'd say about GLP-1s.
I think it's important,
Yeah.
especially as we go into the holiday seasons, and people are doing them.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now let's do some fun rapid fire ones. And we've got some ones that are actually related to the holidays.
Let me ask you these.
Okay.
Give me that.
Well, I might have to make some of these ones up.
Okay, fine. You go.
So, okay,
I'll go.
there's that one
Okay.
right there.
Ooh, holiday cookies. Bake them or buy them?
I don't do holiday cookies at all.
At all. Okay, well, what about for your guests? Like if you're going out somewhere, are you going to buy them or bake them?
I'm really going to buy them.
Oh, yeah. You cheater, you. But there's some good ones. Actually, Jersey Mike's, okay, just on the side, honestly, because I just know firsthand experience. Jersey Mike's Subs has the best chocolate chip cookies. Love. Moist, melt in your mouth. Yum, 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 yum. So good. Okay, next one.
Oh, let's do this one.
What?
Christmas presents. Open them Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Okay, so we have a little tradition in the house. We'll do Christmas Eve. All the kids, not the adults, all the kids get one gift to open. And then Christmas Day morning, everyone open. Yeah, then it's all thing. But Christmas Eve, they're so excited. You can't help it.
Yeah, we kind of did the same thing, except for then when your kids get older and they have like one thing on their list, it makes it a little harder because then you're like, well, if
Just
you
one
open-
thing?
Well, when the gifts start getting to be, in the 400s and stuff like that, you're like, yeah, it's one gift.
Can I just say one thing? Sorry. So I was reading, I did not know this, okay? And maybe I lived under a rock or something. What is up with this fruitcake tradition of you take a fruitcake to someone's house? Have you heard about this?
I don't know.
Am I
Where are you gonna
losing
go
my
with
mind?
this?
Okay. So you make or bake or buy a fruitcake, and someone can correct me, totally correct me. And then you take this as a gift, and that person either takes your gift or re-gifts your fruitcake to a different person during the holiday season. It's like a thing because no one wants to eat a fruitcake. I actually really like fruitcake.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't even know why we have fruitcake.
Like, isn't fruitcake the same thing as a fruit tart? Like a bigger version, but it's just a cake?
No.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
Okay,
I'm done.
so then what is your favorite holiday tradition? Like for any of the for Thanksgiving, Christmas?
Oh my
Halloween,
God, karaoke. We full-blown karaoke in the house. Like Mariah Carey, Celine Dion combination in my head. That's what I think I sound like. We just karaoke out to every song you can think of. It's my favorite thing to do during the holidays.
And favorite holiday food?
Minus our Persian Armenian food that we eat.
Well, even if there's one thing there, what would it be?
Honestly, it's mashed potatoes and gravy. I love it. I love it. I will just, sorry, you're going to hate me, but I just love gravy so much. Just like smother it. Everything, the turkey, the whatever is on the table, I smothered it in my gravy. What about you?
For us, it would be, so this started as a tradition a while ago, is my brother, I grew up playing Legos with my brother, even long after I was an age to play Legos. We would make cities with the Legos
wow.
and build stuff. And so he started with my girls 6 years ago, getting them the Christmas Lego set. And so we have this table now that we bring out all the different, so it's like Santa's like the North Pole, and then we have the Christmas train. And so it's all these sets for the last 6 years. And so we put Christmas lights behind them and everything.
But it's all Legos.
So it's all Legos.
How cool is that?
And so he still sends us a set every year, and we build them together. And so we
love
put them
that.
out. And so last year I was like, I don't think you understand. We have this whole display thing. So I have that, and then I have my grandmother's Christmas village. So it's just these Thomas Kincaid houses. And so I remember when my grandmother died, I said, that is the one thing I remember at her house. I was like, I want those Thomas Kincaid houses.
wow.
So I put them out with like felt and,
How cute.
lights and stuff. So I love, because they come out the weekend of Thanksgiving. Like they come out right after the weekend of
But let me
Thanksgiving.
ask you that. Weren't you just asking me what my favorite food to eat is?
Oh, I was going to tell you my food too.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. Did I totally miss this question? I was like, oh,
You
okay.
said karaoke first.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so we're rewinding.
My
I
favorite
gotcha.
food is my mom has always made caramel rolls.
What?
So
Like caramel?
yes.
Oh, you say caramel.
Yes.
Okay, caramel.
So
okay.
with the whipping cream and the
What is that?
whipping cream and caramel goes in the bottom, and then
Okay.
you make the homemade cinnamon rolls, and you put the cinnamon rolls down in that,
Alrighty,
and then after you bake it, you flip them. So I'm
Okay,
still on
Missy.
the
Am I supposed to have one of that on my plate?
those are so that would be my total.
Oh,
indulgence.
okay. Here we go.
That is my total indulgence. Now, if anybody wants to tell me how to make the very best cinnamon roll that is gluten free, I will take it. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm not having gluten on Christmas. It's the fact that I have a daughter that's allergic to wheat. So she's been trying for the longest time. We've been trying to figure out a solution that's a gluten free, but you can't really make dough that's gluten free
Sure.
that you can make into a cinnamon roll. We found one thing that's an organic wheat, and so she can kind of get away with organic wheat, but that's like my hunt. Every year I still want to come up with that because that's what we have Christmas morning.
Yum.
So, and so many years as a
Yum.
kid growing up, we would be up till like midnight making these stupid caramel rolls because you make the dough from scratch. So it like has to rise and you have to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I still love those to this day.
So, can I share one more story?
Yeah.
Every morning, Christmas morning, this has been like in our tradition, Garn and I's tradition, the last 5 years. We get dough and we make this thing called, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It's like khachapuri or something. So it's like it's a Middle Eastern pizza. It looks like a boat, and you stuff that boat with all types of cheese, feta cheese, mozzarella cheese, you name it. And then you crack an egg in it and you bake that thing. It's heaven. So it's been our tradition to make that every year. I think this year is going to be the first year that we're doing it with both kids.
Wow.
I know it's going to be really, I'll bring you one. I don't know if you could eat it, but I'll bring it anyway. There you go.
I have a 3-bite rule on anything. Like after about 3 bites, everything that it brings into you. So for anyone that's on a weight loss journey and you're going to any of these places and you want something that's really, really decadent, have 3 bites. Savor those 3 bites. Because after about 3 bites, your body has no longer had that euphoric feel from it. And so you can let it go. And most people after 3 bites, but if you give yourself 3 bites of anything, so if my husband and I go out and we want to get a great dessert, we'll split a dessert and I'll have 3 bites of it and it'll just be amazing.
Yeah.
But it's
You know, I find that when you walk away from food, like you'll have your couple of bites and then when you walk away and you forget about it.
That's why I said my biggest hack is do not stand next to the table.
That's true.
If you want to lose weight and that's your goal, do not stand next to the tables over the holiday parties.
That's a good tip. That happens naturally when your 2-year-old's pulling at your legs. So you walk away from the table and then you're like, oh crap, I have to finish my dinner.
You're like, I need
You
something to
usually
eat.
don't.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it for this one.
Yep.